In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I was able to take out over $19,672 straight into my bank account last month. So I'm going to be recapping the month of July, which has been one of my better months personally, along with screenshots of my bank accounts, because I believe when you're trading prop firms, it doesn't really matter how much money you make until you pull it out those profits, right? Lots of times traders, even myself, we get super close to a payout, and then boom, the day before that, we end up going on till and losing the entire account. So I'm going to show you guys how I was able to do that. I got about $10,000 from Top Step, trading 3 accounts, and then I got another almost 10,000, a little less, right, with my Tradeify accounts. So I was copy trading 5 at a time. I do believe copy trading is the best way to go if you're gonna use prop firms. If not copy trading, I think a personal account would be better. That's just my personal opinion. But I want to show you guys my screen here on what I was looking for to achieve that $20,000 in payouts. So one thing I like to look for is identifying the trend, right? I think the number one thing most people do is they jump in too early or too fast, and they're not looking at which way is the market going, right? And the best way that you guys can do that is by zooming out to a higher time frame. So I personally always like to start on the 4-hour candles here and just kind of zoom out, right? Which way is the market going? Obviously, we've been super bullish since April, right? Ever since April happened, right? It seems like things have just been going up and up and up and up and up and up. And then we finally passed all-time highs, and then we had a huge sell-off. So these were some of my more profitable days throughout the month, and it was really just looking for which way the trend was, right? So on the 4-hour, we're trending positive. On the 1-hour, same thing, right? We've seen some pullbacks throughout the month, but for the most part, we're making previous highs. And if you can see these white lines on my chart, these are just key levels I am looking for. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist or whatever to figure out these levels, but basically it's just horizontal line where I can see multiple touch points, right? As you can see, at the beginning of the month, this was a resistance level, right? The candles are touching it and then they're getting rejected. And then the next day or 2 days later, it hit that same point and it ripped up, right? So now that resistance level has become an area of support. So I just like drawing these out on my charts, and I have it like extended. If you edit the settings here, you can like extend these rays just so it goes all the way through. So if I do see something, now versus a month or 2 months or 3 months in the future, I just like having those rays extended so I can kind of always see those. And that's really just what I'm looking for, right? I wake up in the morning, I draw just 1 or 2 levels, really just a high and low, and then I go to the 15-minute time frame. So I'm never looking for, we'll go to a couple days back here. I'm never looking for massive moves, right? All my trades are about 10 to 15 points. So on NQ, it's about $200 to $300 per trade, and I trade about 2 or 3 times. So once I see green, I take it. Don't wait, right? Too many people just kind of Hail Mary it, and they're up $400 or $500, and then it goes all the way back to break even. They keep holding, and it turns into a losing trade. So when you guys see green, make sure you are just taking it. And I only have 2 indicators on my chart. So basically I have the 9 EMA here and the VWAP. So on the 15-minute time frame, I never trade the first 15 minutes. It's similar to when you wake up in the morning, right? Sometimes you wake up and you're just kind of like groggy and you just need a second to, get out of bed, hop in the shower, brush your teeth. It's the same with the market. If you jump in right when it opens, you're not going to know which way it's going. So I like to wait for the 15-minute candle to close, and then once that happens, I drop down to the 5-minute. So It seems like the first, 30 minutes have been pretty choppy for most of, let's go back a little bit farther here. The first 15 minutes are usually 30 minutes have been kind of choppy, right? So I'm basically just waiting for a rejection along the 9 EMA or VWAP, right? And I just have been very keeping in mind my key levels. So I had already these drawn out, right? It's on that extended ray. So I'm able to just see these. You can obviously move them. I just like using Weeble's chart just because I've did day trading with stocks and options, and I'm super familiar with their charts. But you guys can do the same thing on Tradeovate, TopStep X, as well as TradingView, right? Doesn't really matter what platform, but you can go ahead and draw these different indicators. And I was just looking for 10 to 15 point wins, right? So once the 15-minute candle closed here, we saw a break above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line. Once we found confirmation of a retest, so basically it ripped up. I like going in about halfway of the next candle. So I entered about right here. And then as you can see, that's 10, 20, 30 points on the NASDAQ. So I do like looking at QQQ. I forgot to mention when I am trading, obviously this is MNQ, so same type of thing here. But if you guys get any questions or need help on how to become profitable in the future, I'm going to be taking on 5, maybe 10 students that I'm going to walk them through how to get their first payout, whether it's across 5 accounts or 3 accounts. I do believe copy trading is kind of the way to go when you're using a prop firm. So if you could just get a $1,000 payout across 5 accounts, that's $5,000. So stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping a mentorship one-on-one where we're going to do group coaching calls. I'm going to go through your guys' trading plan pre-market and then see how you did post-market. Lots of times people go in with a plan, but they don't stick to it throughout the whole trading day. So I'm going to be walking people through that. I'm still wrapping up a couple things on the back end to make sure it's a super clean experience for you guys, as well as it's just been one thing that I've been wanting to do for a while now. And I'm excited to pull the trigger, especially since I'm kind of on a hot streak with this last $20,000 month. So stay tuned for that and let me know if you guys need anything. Happy to help.